Hey everyone, Jim Tedesco here, Millennium County Railroad. You know, the railroad that was, but someday will be again. You gotta love it. Anyway, it's been a while since I posted a video, and I figured it's time to do it again. I have a few things to talk about, so this will be a little longer than normal, but not real long. Anyway, the first thing I want to talk about, of course, you know, I told you guys I got a 12 by 20 or 12 by 32 shed, and it'll be here hopefully the first week of December, thereabouts. Maybe sooner, but not likely. I did find two women that are disassembling the old platform for free, of course, but you know, it's helping them out and it's helping me out, and I just got to get it out of there. And it's going to take them probably a week or two to disassemble that thing, although they're pretty diligent, they're hard-working young ladies, but they're getting the job done slowly but surely. And have any luck selling the wood at all. I mean, people up here obviously just, well, I'll let go at that. But I did, of course, redo the track plan. I had to, because the track plan originally designed was for a 20 by 30. That will no longer work. So I kind of kept the same basic idea, just trim the dimensions, you know, change the dimensions a little bit. So I'm going to go ahead and show you my drawing and explain exactly what I've got going on. Hopefully. So stand by, I'll be right back. Alright, so here we are. And I hope this comes through alright. I won't know until I actually see it after the final. But this represents the 12 by 32 shed. 12-inch wide, 32-inch long. In fact, I'll use my little makeshift pointer here. So, of course, the man door will be in the center. It's a 36-inch door. To your left, as you're walking in, there'll be a bench here. This will probably, more than likely, be my media center. So I'll have a camera or two here, a big monitor, the computer, and keyboard. And this is 2 foot deep by 4.5 foot long, wide, which is fine. Now on the other side to the right, you've got another bench, and this is an L-shaped bench. This is going to be my work area. Now it's also 2 foot deep both ways. It's going to be 4.5 foot wide this way, and 4 foot wide this way. If it stops right here, because it'll actually be 6. I know, it's confusing, isn't it? And I'm not a draftsman, so you gotta bear with me on this. So anyway, right here will probably be a printer, the laser engraver, the 3D printer, and this will be my general work area. So for building, you know, making buildings, doing any kind of train work. So that'll cover that area. Now, going back further, if you go in, they get a pretty good sized walkway here. There's a 2 foot walkway here in between the bench and the first circle. That'll give me time, that'll give me an area to put a seat in there, and, well, hopefully. Yeah, and of course some of the stuff is subject to change if necessary. It's a lot easier to do it in real life than it is to do it on paper, so that some of the stuff may not even work, who knows. Anyway, so I'm going to have a circle here. It's 4 foot in diameter, and the length of this run will be 28 foot. Make sure we got all that in there. There you go. So 28 foot around the track from end to end here. Table's going to be 2 foot deep. You really don't need to go any deeper than at the bench, you know. Going to have a 2 foot walkway between this bench and the center bench. Now the center bench is going to be from the end of here to the end of this half circle, which is also 4 foot in diameter. It'll be 21 feet. So I'll have a 21 foot run here end to end and 4 foot wide. And you're going to have another 2 foot walkway here. And then of course the third bench is going to be 2 foot deep as well, and it's going to be significantly longer. From the end to here is 26 foot. And so once again the circle here is once again 4 foot diameter. That gives me plenty of room to put like a, I think it's a 24 or 26 inch radius track, I believe. I'm not 100% sure. But it's going to be something close to that because I want wide radiuses, so I don't have any problems with long engines or passenger cars or anything else. So, because the last layout of the first layout was, I think that was 22, yeah, it was 24 inch diameter. Or 24 degree diameter radius. So that worked, but I'd like to go a little more. So hopefully it's going to be either 28 or 30. I'm not sure. I have to double check on that. And of course, this representation isn't showing any of the grades or valleys or anything else. That I have to work out separately, and I don't even know if I can draw that out. That's something I'll probably have to just go as I go. But that's your basic dimensions of the shed, which isn't bad. Gives me plenty of walk around room. The 4 foot table, you've got 2 foot to access from this side and 2 foot to access from this side, so reach won't be a problem. Now this back wall, the bench is actually going to be 3 foot deep. Possibly. I may just stick with 2 foot on that too, but I'm leaning toward 3 foot because ultimately I want to have a second level. And I'm not sure where I'm going to start my second level. I might start from here and slowly work my way up and around. And the staging area will be on this side here. Or it could be reversed. Not sure yet. But that's something I'll be working on at the same time I'm building the bench work. Now the bench work is going to be, it's not going to have traditional legs to hit the floor. It's going to be angled. I don't have a drawing here to do it, but basically it's going like this into the wall, and then this here, and then there'll be another, so there'll be, I'd say these chairs don't roll around good on this floor. On the wall, you're going to have probably a 1x3, or possibly a 2x4, I'm not sure yet, to go along the entire edge of the wall all the way around. That's going to be your rear support for the bench. Then you're going to have angled legs that go into the wall. So they won't go down to the floor. They'll go at an angle, like 90 degree, is it 90 degree? No, 45 degree, I think. 45 degree angle to go right into the wall. So that's a hole. And they should be pretty strong. And remember, I'm not going to be walking on these things or anything, so it should be fine. Now the center, of course, has to go to the floor because there's no wall to support it. So these will have legs. And I'll probably be using the same concept I did on the last layout, which is 1x3s shaped like this and straight down. So that shouldn't be a problem. But anyway, this is the basic layout. And I started looking at the sugar short line. And I can't duplicate it exactly on my layout because I don't have the room for it. But I could come up with a reasonable representation. And I got on Google Earth and I looked at the sugar mill down in Clewiston, Florida. I could model something very close to that, and I'll probably be on the longer run here, which will be on this side. And I'll have the mill probably right here somewhere. Come around. And I said this will be a separate line. It won't interchange with any of the other track. Come around. Go this way. Come around here. And then my house and my street here will be somewhere in here. And I'll try and model it, the major roads and everything else. See, like I said, it's going to be a similar representation, but not exact, as I'm not building my layout specifically for this, Now, there is some industry in between Clewiston and my house. And I guess it'll terminate over here probably to some industry where it'll be shipped out. And that will actually translate into another set of tracks. Now, I'm not sure. I believe I'm going to have at least 3, possibly 4 main lines. Not 100% yet. A lot of that's still up in the air. And of course, it's going to go around and around and around. So it'll be a loop. The only thing that really won't be a loop will be the short line. And I'm not sure. I'll probably have to have a runaround track over here somewhere so I could reverse the train, the engine, and bring it back through, and then same thing here. I'll work all that out later on. So that's pretty much it on that, and I'm going to take a break for a minute, and I'll get back on so I quiet down the dogs. So stay tuned. All right, and I'm back. We're outside now. Get around quick around here, don't we? I bought this, a truck. We got to be hauling a lot of stuff for the train shed when the time comes. Yeah, drywall, wood, all kinds of big stuff that I don't really want to throw in my car. So I drove down to Naples and I found this for $1,800. It's an 03 Ford Ranger. Nice truck. Runs good, air conditioning works. For $1,800 you can't go wrong. So I got that. And what else? Hey, hold on just a second. Alright, so here we are, out here by the platform, which is mostly covered, but you can see there's some wood missing on the corner. These women, they came up with a pretty cool idea on how to do this. There's so many nails in that plywood, and it's 3/4 inch, so it's really tough to pry up. And I was thinking to myself, boy, they're going to have a tough time doing this, So they came up the one girl, I don't know their names, I never asked them, but the one girl, she's the leader, she come up with a brilliant idea. And she's using a hole saw with the bit out of it, just the hole saw itself, and a small piece of wood with a hole pre-drilled and anchored to where the nails, and she's cutting around the nails. And they're small holes, they're only about maybe 1/2 inch diameter holes. And then you just lift the plywood right off. So it took them a day to figure out how to do this, but because like I said, trimming the wood was just, or trying to pry the wood up was just crazy, and it would take them months, if not longer. So they're coming back this weekend, and they're going to go ahead and remove all the plywood. Now the plywood she's going to use on her shed as a metal roof, and I guess she doesn't trust the metal roof, so she's going to put the plywood on top of the metal. And that's fine, so it won't matter if there's little holes in it or not, because basically it's just anchoring the roof of the shed. Now the 2x6s and 2x8 she's actually going to build a wheelchair ramp with. And that's a pretty slick idea, and there's plenty of wood there to do it with, and she should have no problem. So it really did benefit them to come and get this wood. So I'm hoping that this thing will be gone hopefully within the next 2 weeks. Maybe sooner, maybe later, don't really know. but that's how that goes. So, I'll keep you all up to date on that as it goes. So, hold on just a minute. So, welcome back. Enjoying the great outdoors up here at the Sebring. It's actually really nice out. It's got a pretty cool breeze going on. It's probably about 77, 78 degrees. A nice breeze, perfect weather up here. And I can't wait to get started on the new train shed. I tell you, the wait is killing me. But it'll happen. So anyway, that's where we're at. Now I have been buying things, and I'm going to do another video in the next couple of days. I've been buying engines left and right, locomotives. I think I bought a total of 4 GP38s. I've got a GP40. I bought 4 tank cars, but I'm not sure what I'm getting. I got those from Scale Trades and they're on pre-order. I bought 2 covered hoppers on eBay, brand new. They're I think they're Accurail, I believe. Or they might be Bachmann, I'm not sure which. So I got a lot of this stuff coming. Been buying. I figure I'm going to throw some money away. Might as well throw it away on stuff I'm going to need. So I ordered the paints to the Vallejo airbrush paint so I can redo the 2 locomotives in the U.S. Sugar theme. Also found a decal for the U.S. Sugar logo. So I should be able to recreate that on my printer. And I got to find some American flags that are waving flags so that I can mount them, because both locos have those as well. So I got to find those the right size or create something. It'll come up with something. I don't know when I'm going to start that project, but probably won't be until after the shed is put in. So that could be, 3 or 4 months down the road, because I gotta wait to get some bench working out. Going back to the shed. I'm jumping around a lot here, but I just can't help it. Part of the floor plan now, I showed you the track plan for it. Now I want to get those 2 front benches built right off the bat. That's important to get those done. So the first thing, of course, will be getting the electric put in. I'll be doing that myself. And one of my fortes is a handyman, is electrical. I've been doing it all my life. So get that in. Then some partial interior wall, insulation and interior walling. And then get the right-hand L-shaped bench in and the left-hand straight bench in. Get the computer set up. And get my work area set up. Then I'll go ahead and I'll start doing, I'll finish out the rest of the insulation, the rest of the inner walls, the electricity, and eventually bench work. Like I said, I'm not a young man anymore, so this stuff is not going to happen overnight. And I'm not going to kill myself to get it done either. I mean, I'll take my time, I'm figuring that realistically, I'll see running trains about mid-2021. Around April, May, somewhere around there, maybe June. Hopefully. We'll have to wait and see. I still got to buy track, and I'm going to need a lot of track. And of course, I should start thinking about buying that now, because all this stuff going on with China and all these other problems going on, it may become scarce, And we all know that bullets are scarce, guns are scarce, because everybody's buying them up. Well, you modelers, I'm sure you're buying up the track too. So, the good news is I do use code 100, where most of you guys use code 83. The code 100 is a little more plentiful than the 83 is. I'm not sure the price is yet, but I'm sure it's going up in price like everything else, so I probably should start buying it now. And I'm thinking, I think they're come in bundles of 100, 3-foot flex track. I'm thinking I'm needing 3 to 4, possibly 5 bundles. And I have a bunch of turnouts already, but I'm going to need more. So there's a lot of stuff that needs to be purchased. And unfortunately, I burnt up so much money on these stupid platforms that could have been put into the trains. And you know, my money's getting really low now, so I gotta start budgeting a little differently. But it'll come together. And besides, remember, it's not the end of the journey that counts. It's the ride to get there. And we got a long ride. So anyway, I've rambled enough for one day. So as always, keep it on the rails. We'll see you again real soon. Bye.